Special thanks to Patreon supporter Small Brute for making this tutorial possible. Hello ladies and gentlemen, Scared204 here, bringing you another Minecraft Modern Warfare vehicle tutorial. In this tutorial, we'll be going ahead and doing a redesign for the Leopard 2A7. The Leopard 2 is a main battle tank developed by Cross Mafia in the 1970s for the West German Army. The tank first entered service in 1979 and succeeded the earlier Leopard 1 as the main battle tank of the German Army. It is armed with a 120mm smoothbore cannon and is powered by a V12 twin-turbo diesel engine. Various versions have served in the armed forces of Germany and 12 other European countries, as well as several non-European nations, including Canada, Chile, Indonesia, Singapore, and Turkey. The Leopard 2 was used in Kosovo with the German Army and has seen action in Afghanistan with the Dutch, Danish, and Canadian contributions to the International Security Assistance Force, as well as seen action in Syria with the Turkish Armed Forces. There are two main development batches of the tank: the original models up to the Leopard 2A4, which have vertically faced turret armor, and the improved batch, namely the Leopard 2A5 and newer versions, which have angled arrow-shaped turret applique armor together with other improvements. All models feature digital fire control systems with laser rangefinders, a fully stabilized main gun and coaxial machine gun, and advanced night vision sighting and equipment. The tank has the ability to engage moving targets while moving over rough terrain. So yeah, the Leopard 2A7 here is kind of the pinnacle of the Leopard 2 series so far. Basically this here is, fully state-of-the-art with obviously improvements with advancements and stuff like that over the 2A5. Most notably, it seems like the 2A7s are equipped more with automated turrets up on top, as well as having the extra side armor on the sides of the tank and also on the sides of the turret. So give it a little bit more protection, and probably most likely also seeing more of a urban type of engagements and stuff like that with places such as being seen service in Afghanistan and stuff like that. Definitely makes sense to have that extra side armor to protect against RPGs and stuff like that, which seem to be a very common weapon of choice over there. So yeah, the 2A7 here, awesome design for it. Nice to finally go back and create a redesign for this tank, as the old design was very outdated, and we built a new 2A5, so the 2A7 here definitely need to be improved upon as well. So we have both models here kind of updated and looking good. Now before we go ahead and jump into taking a look at the build, I want to go and give special thanks to a new patron, Small Brute, for making this tutorial possible. If you guys are interested in supporting the channel more you guys already do, feel free to check my Patreon page. Link is always in my video descriptions, where you can go and put a small amount to the channel every month, and in doing so earn a vehicle or request of your choosing. It really helps support the work I do on my channel and is very greatly appreciated, so definitely feel free to check it out. Again, links are always in my video descriptions. With that though, let's go and dive in here to taking a look at this Leopard 2A7. This one here in particular is just in a standard kind of flat green color scheme. You can obviously go ahead and modify it into the forest camouflage that we have over there, which we did with the Leopard 2A5. Pretty much the same thing would apply. But our patron supporter here for this video did not ask for any camouflage in particular, so I just went ahead and did a nice standard green color scheme for the Leopard 2A7. So starting off with, obviously a lot of this is going to be very familiar to the 2A5. Some of the notable changes here are obviously the side mirrors here are a little bit different. We also have the side armor added onto the sides of the tank here, making it a little bit more protected, and also more extensive side armor here on the turret side. The turret itself, nothing really too different up on top here. The main difference you're going to see is a little bit of a change in the optics that it has up on top, and also this kind of more automated turret up on top here, which I believe is a 50 caliber type gun. So more automated turret there up on top to give it a little bit more of a protected feel. You don't have to have crew exposed to actually fire the gun. And then moving back, we have a little bit of a longer back here to kind of more enclose this area rather than being exposed like on the 2A5. And other than that, pretty much a lot of the things here are going to be really similar to the 2A5. But basically your main notable difference here is just going to be the amount of protection this vehicle has in the automated turret. That's how you're going to really be able to tell this apart from the 2A5. Anyways, really nice looking tank, and will make a great addition again to any of your German armies, as well as some of the other allied countries that do use it as well, such as most notably Canada and Turkey. But yeah, with that, let's go ahead and move into going ahead and doing the tutorial by beginning with our first layer here, layer number 1. Alright guys, going ahead and moving into our first layer here, we have layer 1. For layer 1 to go ahead and get started with here, we're going to go and place down a row of 2 of nether brick upside stairs like this across. We're going to go then place down 2 black shulker boxes like this, back to back, followed by a row of 2 of dark oak wood trapdoors. After that, we want to go ahead and place down a row of 2 of black shulker boxes back to back, followed by a row of 2 of polished black stone stairs, with another row of 2 of polished black stone stairs directly behind that row. We're going to place down another set of 2 black shulker boxes back to back, followed by 2 polished black stone stairs, like that across, or basically 2 sets of 2 there. Then again, our black shulker boxes, like this all the way across, followed by a dark oak with trapdoors, and we're going to then place down our 2 black shulker boxes, like that, back to back, on the rear here. We're going to go then place down 2 narrow brick slabs, and then 2 narrow brick top slabs coming off those slabs, just like that. And after that's all done, we're going to then take a dark oak wood top slab, and we're going to place down a row of 3 over from this slab here, or from those slabs like that, and then we're going to place down a top slab coming off the center, followed by a zombie head, and then a dark oak wood fence gate to both sides of that top slab, like so. After we have that all done there, we're going to go and then place down 2 narrow brick slabs here, followed by 2 narrow brick top slabs coming off the back there. We're going to go and basically do the same thing for our tracks here. So our black shulker boxes, and so on going forward. I'm going to go do this a little bit faster as it's completely the same on both sides here for the tracks. If you need to, you can go ahead and just refer to the other side or slow the video down, or if you're quick enough, build along. But pretty straightforward stuff here. Just basically doing the same thing we did for the tracks over there on the other side. And just like this, and our 2 narrow brick upside down stairs, and that'll bring us here to the front. Now once we get to this point here, we're going to then take our dark oak wood stairs, and top slabs. We're going to place down our row 3 between those shulker boxes, like so. And we can then go ahead and fill in the inside here with dark oak wood top slabs, just to go ahead and close in the bottom here of the tank. And once we have the whole bottom here closed in, we'll pretty much be done with the main structure here for this layer. So just like that, we have that all filled in there for the base of the tank, and with that, that is going to pretty much wrap up what we have there for layer 1 for the main structural components. At this point here, we're going to go and move into the banners, which will be used here to make these road wheels. So I'm going to go ahead and grab the materials we'll need to make these banners, and I'll see you guys here in a sec to go ahead and get started on those. Alright guys, so going ahead and moving into making these banners. They're really simple to make, and all we're going to need is obviously a loom, 3 green banners, and 6 black die. For this, we're going to go ahead and go into our loom. We're going to go ahead and place down a green banner and our black die. First banner we're going to make is we're going to go ahead and do a border, black border that goes all the way around this banner. We're going to grab this banner, put it back into our loom. We're going to go then do the horizontal line that goes through the center just like so, and that right there is going to make our first banner. So just like that, we're going to set that to the side, and we're going to go ahead and make our other 2. Now for these 2 banners here, what we want to do is you want to go ahead and split the banner in half. So we're going to have the black on the left side here for one banner, and then the black that's going to be split in half on the right side vertically. So we get these 2 banners here, and very simply with both these banners, we're going to place them back into our loom and just do the horizontal black line that goes through the center like so. And that's going to be the same thing there for both these banners like that. At this point here, we have our 3 banners designed, and we're going to go and very simply take this banner here that's like an 8, and we're just going to go and place it down on each one of these black shulker boxes. So we should have a total of 5 on each side. So just like this on the sides here. And then move into our other banners. We're going to go ahead and place down the banners like this so that the green is facing toward each other like so. And we're going to do the same thing here for each one of these. And we have basically 4 total sets of these that we're going to be going ahead and placing. So just like that. And as you can see, that creates a really nice design there for the road wheels. Really kind of breaks them up and makes them look pretty proper. At least I like to think. But yeah, that right there is going to conclude what we have there for layer number 1 for the build. Taking a look at from above here, this is what we should have for the final result. And with that, let's go ahead and move into our next layer, layer number 2. Alright guys, moving into our next layer, we have layer number 2. For layer 2 to go ahead and get started with here, we want to go and begin with by placing down a set of 2 green shulker boxes back to back on top of these 2 upside down narrow brick stairs, like this on both sides. Coming off those, we're going to place down 2 narrow brick upside down stairs on both sides like so. A zombie head that's going to be coming off the sides of the stairs to the outside, and then a row of 2 of dark oak wood signs across the fronts there of the stairs. Same thing right over here as well. We then want to go ahead and place down a row of 3 of green terracotta blocks across the center here, like so. And after we have that all done, we're going to then place down a dark oak wood stair to both sides here, and a narrow brick stair directly there in the center. We're going to then place down an item frame on those 2 stairs, put a white bed in the item frames, and rotate them around so they're on their sides like so. And we're going to make sure that the pillows are facing toward the inside, like so for both those item frames. Also, if you're on Java, a Java feature we can do is to place down a dark oak wood sign on the front of the stair as well as the item frame. Again, as I mentioned, this is only a Java feature. If you're on Bedrock, you're not able to do this. Place a sign and item frame in the same block space. If that's the case, then just go ahead and choose the item frames over the signs. The signs are just a nice bit of detail, but the item frames are actually serving a purpose there of creating our headlights for the tank. So definitely choose the item frames over the signs. After that, we're going to then go to the sides here of the shulker boxes. We're going to place down a mossy cobblestone wall here to both sides like so. After that, we're going to take our green terracotta and we're going to place down quite a few rows of 7 here. So we're going to place down a first row of 7 of green terracotta, followed by a second, a third, a fourth, a fifth, then a sixth, followed by a 7th row, like that. We then want to go to the sides here, and along those 7 rows, we're going to go and place down 7 mossy cobblestone walls, going back from our one here in the front. So just like that on both sides. After that, we're going to go then place down another 4 rows of 7. So we have 1, followed by 2. We have 3. And lastly, we have 4. Then at this point here, we're going to go and grab our green stained glass panes, and we're going to place down a row of 1, 2, 3, 4 green stained glass panes along those 4 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4. At this point on the back here, we're going to go then place down 2 green shulker boxes, like this back to back, or bottom to bottom, like so. And then a row of 3 green terracotta, just filling the inside in between those. We're going to then place down an item frame here on the side, and then in that item frame, we want to go ahead and place down a cobweb, like so. And then over here, same thing, item frame and cobweb. We can then also go ahead and grab ourselves a dark oak wood button. And again, if you're on Java, we can do the feature where you place down a block in the same block space as the item frame. So for this, we have a dark oak wood button. Again, if you're on Bedrock, just go and place down the item frame. Once that's done, we're going to then place down 2 narrow brick stairs on top of these 2 narrow brick top slabs. For the middle space here, we want to go and grab a mossy cobblestone wall again. So we're going to place down a mossy cobblestone wall here in the center. An item frame coming off of it, a green terracotta block in the item frame, and a dark oak wood sign over the side of the wall. Again, if you're on Java. We're going to go then place down a spruce wood upside down stair to both sides of that mossy cobblestone wall like that for the back there. And once we have that all done, that's going to pretty much wrap it up for the main structure here for this layer, just making sure I didn't miss anything and everything does appear to be good to go. Looking at it from a top-down view, this is what we should have with this layer complete. One thing I also want to go ahead and cover in this part is we're going to be going ahead and grabbing our materials to make the banners here for the back, which are basically the brake lights and hazard lights and then all that stuff, and basically act as the mud flaps as well. So I'm going to go ahead and grab those materials we'll need, and I'll see you guys here shortly to make those banners. Alright guys, so going ahead and moving into making these banners. They're really easy to make. Again, we're just going to need a loom, 3 black banners, 2 yellow dye, 2 red dye, and 1 green dye. To go ahead and make these 3 banners, we're going to go into our loom, and for our first banner, we're going to place down our first banner. We're going to place down our green dye in here, and we're just going to select the horizontal line across the top section there of the banner, and that's going to create our first one. Next 2 banners, we're going to go and place into our loom, and we're going to go then place down our yellow dye. For this banner section here, we're going to go and place down we're going to go do these squares to the top of basically the top right here. We're going to select the top left yellow square for our first banner, and then we're going to go and select the top right corner for our second banner. Both these banners are going to go ahead and go back into the loom with our red dye, and we're going to go and select the opposite of what we did for each banner. So we can see the square of yellows up here in the top right. We're going to go and select the top left for the red. And we're going to do the same thing for this banner. So it's in the top left, so we're going to go and select the top right for the red. And we get these 3 banners like so, which we're going to put on the vehicle. The banner with the green is going to go ahead and go to this inner stairs, like that on both sides. And then the banners here are going to, with the black, or with the red and yellow I should say, are going to be positioned like this to both sides. We want the red square facing toward the outside and the yellow on the inside. So it should look like this here from the back of the vehicle, like so. Once we have that all complete, that's going to wrap up the banners that are needed for layer number 2. And with that, we'll go ahead and move into our next layer, layer number 3. Alright guys, moving into our next layer, we have layer number 3. For layer 3 to get started with here, we're going to place down 2 dark oak wood trapdoors on top of these 2 narrow brick upside down stairs here. And we're going to then just place down a row of 7 of daylight detectors that go all the way across. The daylight detectors will cause these trapdoors to open, so just make sure you close those back up to make sure they're not open and looking all weird. We then want to take our dark oak wood slabs, and we want to go and then do a row of 5 that go across the center here, followed by a mossy cobblestone wall to both sides. We're going to go and then take our dark oak wood stairs, and we're going to place down a row of 1, 2, 3 and 1, 2, 3 from both sides. And in that middle space there, we're going to go and very simply just place down a dark oak trapdoor like so for the driver's viewport. At this point here to the sides, we're going to go to these two mossy cobblestone walls here, and we're going to place down 2 zombie heads on top of those 2 walls right there. And then after we have that done, we're going to go then place down a green shulker box, which is going to go ahead and go on top of these green terracotta blocks here to both sides like so. And then we're going to place down a row of 5 green terracotta across between those shulker boxes. At this point here, we're going to go and then take our green terracotta. We're going to go and do a row of 7 all the way across. We're going to go and then do a second row of 7, followed by a third, and then a fourth, and then one more, making it a 5th row of 7. So a total of 5 rows of 7 along the side here. On the sides here, we're going to place down a mossy cobblestone wall on the side of the shulker box, and then we're going to go ahead and go back from this 4 more times. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So we should stop right there. And then over here on this side, same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then in the top of this glass pane here, we're just going to place down an green stained glass pane on top of it like so. At this point here, we're going to place down a black concrete block to both sides with a ladder coming off the side of the block. And then the space in between those green concrete blocks, we can just fill in with some green terracotta like so. We're going to go then grab ourselves some stripped spruce wood. We're going to place down 2 blocks here along the side, 1, 2 on both sides. And then we're going to place down 2 tripwire hooks along the sides here of those blocks. Then we can fill in the space in between those spruce wood, stripped spruce wood blocks with just some green terracotta like that. After that, we're going to place down another row of 7 of green terracotta going across, and then a second row of 7 after that. We're going to go then take ladders, and we're just going to place down a row of ladders that go all the way along the back here of the vehicle like that. Once we have that all done there, that is going to pretty much wrap up what we have here for this layer. Again, just double check to make sure I didn't miss anything, and everything is looking good to go. So with that is going to conclude layer number 3. Here's a look at it from up above. And with that, we'll go ahead and move into my next layer, layer number 4. Alright guys, moving into our next layer, we have layer number 4. For layer 4 to get started with here, we want to go to these mossy cobblestone walls, and just to the sides of them on the inside here, we're going to place down just some green terracotta blocks, or really just any blocks in general. And on the sides of these, we're going to be going ahead and placing down levers. Now at this point here, if you have access to a debug stick, we can go ahead and use the debug stick to go ahead and change the selected face of the wall, and we can go ahead and set that to the floor. So it will basically connect itself to the top here of this mossy cobblestone wall, and we can just go ahead and then flick it out to the sides there like so. If you do not have access to a debug stick for whatever reason, then you can go ahead and very simply try to find a modified method for this. You can use some fence gates or something else to try to make it work. But yeah, that's the technique that we can use here, having access to a debug stick. Then coming off the levers here to both sides, we're going to place down a zombie head like that for the side mirrors of the vehicle. Now once we get this all complete, we're going to go and then take our green terracotta, and we're going to go and then go to this first row of 7 that goes all the way across from the previous layer, and we're going to go and just place down a row of 5 here, going across like that. The middle spaces here, we're going to place down 3 dark oak wood upside down stairs, and then a dark oak wood top slab to both sides of those upside down stairs. At this point here, we're going to go then place down a row of 3 of dark oak wood top slabs coming off the upside down stairs, and then coming off the middle top slab, we're going to place down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 and 7 dark oak wood top slabs with a zombie head there on the very end. We do want to go ahead and go to the second and third top slabs from the front here of the turret, and we're going to place down a row of 2 of dark oak wood signs along the sides there of those. So just like this to both sides. At this point here, we then want to go ahead and place down a green stained glass pane to both sides of this row of 7 of green terracotta, followed by a second row of 7 across with a mossy cobblestone wall to both sides. We're going to place down a third row of row of 5, my bad. So a third row of 5 going across here, mossy cobblestone wall again on both sides, and we're going to follow this up by placing down a dark oak wood trapdoor on the side here of these walls. After that, we're going to then place down another row of 5 going across, followed by again a mossy cobblestone wall on both sides. This time here, we're going to place down a dark oak wood sign on the side of the mossy cobblestone wall. At this point, we're going to place down again another row of 5 green terracotta across, another mossy cobblestone wall to both sides. After we have that done, we're going to then place down a row of 3 of green terracotta across, followed by a dark oak wood top slab to both sides. And then after that, we're just going to go ahead and place down a row of 5 of dark oak wood top slabs all the way across like this here on the back. To the sides here, on top of the black concrete blocks, we're going to place down a dark oak wood trapdoor, and then going back from it, we're going to place down 2 daylight detectors, like that on both sides. Again, if the daylight detectors do open up the trapdoors, make sure you go ahead and close them. After that, we're going to then place down a row of 2 of polished blackstone over, followed by another daylight detector, and another 2 polished blackstone slabs over from that. In the center here, we're going to place down a dark oak wood slab back from the daylight detector, 2 polished blackstone slabs out to the sides of it, and then another dark oak wood slab like that to both sides. All in the back here, we're going to place down a row of 3 of dark oak wood slabs going in from the outsides there, and then in the center here, we're going to place down a dark oak wood stair with the back of the stair facing toward the rear. We're going to grab an item frame and a black bed. And for this, we're going to place down an item frame here and a black bed in the item frame rotated so it's facing on its side. And again, if you're on Java, we can place a dark oak wood sign on the side of the stair as well to kind of clean that area up on the back. Anyways, that right there is going to complete what we have there for layer number 4. Actually, one thing also is on top of these shulker boxes here, we're just going to also place down an item frame and a green terracotta block in the item frame like that on both sides there. But anyways, now that that's complete, that right there is going to wrap up what we have there for layer 4. And with that, let's go ahead and move into layer number 5. Alright guys, go ahead and move into our next layer. We moved into layer number 5. For layer 5 to go ahead and get started with here, we're going to place down 1, 2, 3, and 4 green carpets here. And then 1 and 2 dark oak wood trapdoors, followed by a green carpet and a dark oak wood trapdoor, actually a zombie head, which is going to be directly after that after that green carpet like so. To the side of the zombie head, we're going to place down a dark oak wood trapdoor. And then over here to the other side, we're going to place down a green carpet like that. Once we have that done, we're going to go and place down a green carpet back from this one here on the left side. And we're going to then take our daylight detectors and place down a row 2 across like that over these other 2 middle blocks. We're going to then place down a dark oak trapdoor to both sides like that. And after that, we want to go and then place down a row of 2 dark oak slabs back from the daylight detectors. Another daylight detector here to the left side. And after we have that done, we're going to place down a daylight detector over here to the right side as well. And make sure we close that trapdoor if it does decide to open. After that, go ahead and move into this point here. We're going to take our dark oak slabs. We're going to place down a row of 1, 2, 3 across like so. And we want to go ahead and place down a green shulker box right here next to this slab. And then another dark oak slab here to the side of it. In that item frame, or in that shulker box, we're going to place down an item frame, followed by a black bed rotated on its side like so. And again, if you're on Java, optional feature, we can place a dark oak sign over it as well. Once that's done, we're going to then place down a dark oak stair on both sides like that, and then a row of 3 of green terracotta across between those 2 stairs. We then want to go ahead and take our green terracotta. We're going to do a row of 5 all the way across like so, and we're going to then do a second row of 5 directly after that. Once that's done, we're going to take our green shulker boxes. We're going to place down 1, 2, 1, 2 on both sides. On the left side here, we're going to place down an additional row of 2. And then in this middle space here, we're going to go ahead and grab ourselves some stripped spruce wood. And we're going to place down a row of 2 of stripped spruce wood, followed by 2 green terracotta blocks directly after that. We then want to place down a row of 5 of green terracotta going all the way across here. And then we're going to place down 2 ladders here on the middle, and then 1 to the right, like that on the back of the turret there. Moving to the sides, we're going to place down a mossy cobblestone wall on top of this one here. And we then want to go ahead and grab ourselves a zombie head, and we're going to place down a zombie head here at a slight angle on top of the wall. And same thing over here, just like this. And try not to break your green stained glass panes like I just did. Anyways, after that, we're going to then place down an additional 2 walls back, so 1, 2, and 1, 2. And we're going to then grab ourselves our polished blackstone stairs, and we're going to place down 2 polished blackstone stairs along the sides here. So 1, 2. And we're going to then take our dark oak trapdoors. We're going to place down dark oak trapdoors and open them, or close them, whichever you want to refer to that as, like that, so they're pressed up against the stair, like that for both stairs, and then 1 also on this mossy cobblestone wall here. And we're going to do the same thing right here to this side. After that, also on the back of these stairs here, we're just going to place down a tripwire hook, like so. And that right there will basically complete what we have there for layer number 5. I'm going to go ahead and grab the materials we need to make this little banner here, this little iron cross symbol, and show you guys how to make that as well for your vehicle. So let me go ahead and grab the materials for it, and I'll be back here in a sec to show you guys how to make it. Alright guys, so go ahead and make this iron cross here symbol on the side of the tank. Pretty simple. We're going to need a green banner, 3 black dye, 1 white dye, and 2 green dye. We're going to start off by going ahead and go into our loom. We're going to place down our green banner. and we're going to then place down our black dye. Now for this, we want to go and do the vertical stripe through the center like so, and then the horizontal stripe through the center like that to create this right here. We're going to put this banner back into our item frame, and we're going to go then place down a white dye piece in there, followed by a white circle that's going to go around it like so. We're going to grab that banner, put it back into our loom, and we want to go and then take our black dye, put our black dye in, and we're going to go and then do the cross shape like so. And after we have that done, we're going to take our green dye, and we're just going to go and do a line across the top, and a line across the bottom here for green dye to go ahead and create this banner design like so. And after we have that done, this right here is just going to go ahead and go on the side here of this mossy cobblestone wall to both sides here to kind of form that iron cross symbol on the side of the tank. But with that out of the way, that right there is going to complete what we have there for layer number 5, and with that we'll go ahead and move into our final layers, which I believe our layer is going to be 6 through 9. So with that, let's go ahead and move into our last final layers. Alright guys, going ahead and moving into our last final layers here, we have layers 6 through 9. For these layers to go ahead and get started with, we're going to go ahead and place down a daylight detector here on top of this shulker box, followed by a zombie head back from it, a spruce wood slab here, and then zombie heads to both sides of the spruce wood slab like so, and also on the back one like this, like so. After we have that done, we then, this back one here is actually going to be a mossy cobblestone wall instead, and a zombie head on top of it, so it looks like that. After that's done, next to this zombie head here, we're going to place down an spruce wood slab, an zombie head like this facing forward, and then one to the side there. Notice how we're putting the faces of the zombie heads out toward the sides to kind of create a little bit of that look, that there's like the little viewports around the cupola there. After that's done, we're going to go then place down a mossy cobblestone wall on top of this block here. A dark oak fence gate coming off of it, opened up toward the wall itself, and then to both sides of the fence gate we're going to place down wither skeleton skulls like that for the smoke grenade dispensers. Once we have that done, we're going to then place down a polished black stone upside down stair on top of this fence gate, and then going back from it, we're going to go and grab ourselves an anvil, and we're going to place down an anvil back from it like so, and then a wither skeleton skull on the back here on the anvil. We then want to place down a green shulker box coming off the left side of the upside down polished black stone stair, and grabbing ourselves some dark oak wood signs. We're just going to go ahead and wrap dark oak wood signs around the sides here of the shulker box like that. We then want to go and grab ourselves some chains. We're going to place down 2 chains coming off the stair going forward, and then we want to go and then place down a dark oak wood top slab coming off the side there of the stair, followed by a zombie head on top, and then a redstone repeater on top of the stair there with the notches spread apart like that. And after that's all done there, we're going to go and then place down a row of 2 of spruce wood buttons like that across, and then also a dark oak wood button right there on top of that one. We then want to go and take our spruce wood pressure plates, and on top of these 2 green terracotta blocks, we're going to place down our 2 pressure plates, and then to the sides here, and place down a dark oak wood fence post on these 2 green shulker boxes. And going up from that, we're just going to place down a row of 1, 2, 3, and 4 iron bars going up, and same thing over here, 1, 2, 3, and 4. After we have that all done there, that right there is going to pretty much conclude what we have there for layers 6 and 9, and that right there is going to wrap up our build here for the Leopard 2A7 main battle tank. Hope you guys do enjoy this design and are able to put it to good use. If you do end up using this build, I do ask that you guys give me proper credit for it. This could be the thing from a side of the build, link to my channel or this video if this does appear on your social media sites. As long as you guys give me proper credit for it, you're free to use it for projects you guys are working on. Overall, thank you guys again so much for watching. And again, a big special thanks to a Patreon supporter, Small Brute, for becoming a patron, but also for making this tutorial possible. And as always, feel free to check my Patreon page. Link is always in my video descriptions. With that though, thanks again everybody for watching. As always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. This is Leopard 2A4, and I'll see you guys next time.